Okay, my last video wound up cutting off before I could do the stretching, so we'll start this one with the workout stretching for the end of workout 1. So we want to come up against the wall. Bring our foot against the wall, lower our knee down to the wall, step up into a lunge. And then if this is as far we go, that's fine. What we want to do is push the knee into the floor, the back knee, which drives the hip forward, and then pushing into the front leg, working to get our back against the wall while pushing the knee against the wall straight down. That drives the hip forward, giving us a nice hip flexor stretch. We want to do 60 seconds on each side here. After that, we can turn over to get into our glute stretch. So we want to bring our butt right up against the wall. Then we can cross over the leg. We're going to be pressing that knee towards the wall, and then the back flat, we lower the foot to where our hips start to come off, and we can feel that stretch in the glutes. We'll do 60 seconds on each side here. After that, we're going to do a groin stretch, so the glutes stay up against the wall. Open the legs as wide as possible, and for 60 seconds, we inch down our heels further and further apart, actively pulling back the toes to get into the groin. So we don't want to be here. We want to be pulling those toes back to feel that groin stretch even deeper. 60 seconds on each. Go around at least 2 or 3 times on those stretches to finish off with a good bit of that hip mobility work to finish workout 1. And now we're going to go right into looking at workout 2. So that one was more focused on the upper body work. This is going to be more focused on the lower body. So we're going to start off here with our lower body warm up. Here we're going to come against the wall. For the calves, we start with the tibialis raises. So back against the wall, walking our feet out to the end range of the ankle, range of motion, hinging off the wall, lifting our toes, and then pressing our toes into the ground, flexing at the knees the whole time, so the quads are flexing, lift, and press. Those are our tibialis raises. From the tibialis raises, we move into our calf raises. So single leg, we'll wrap one leg behind the other, hips all the way forward, and then raising the calf here. This is a lower level of intensity. Higher level of intensity, I'm gonna move my leg away. We bend the knee to get deep into that ankle, front of that ankle, and we elevate here with just the ankle, not extending the knee, continuing to press the hips forward to get that hip opening and that deep stretch of the Achilles. You can alternate between the two, doing the lower level intensity first, then the higher level of intensity. But those are the tib raises and calf raises to warm up the ankle and the knee. From there, we are going to move into our knee over toe squats. So we can start off with body weight, and we can elevate the heels to allow for greater range of motion and control, eventually getting rid of the assistance and just elevating the heels ourselves. So we use the yoga blocks, which seem to work well when we were together. Elevates the toes up. We want to allow those knees to go straight forward so we can sit back on our heels while still being upright without hinging. So we'll start off doing 10 body weight here until we increase to doing 20 body weight. And then after we're set with 20 body weight, we can start grabbing a weighted ball or dumbbells and doing our weighted squats. We're going to do 5 sets here. So we start off 5 sets of 10, eventually up to 5 sets of 20, and then weighted 5 sets of 10 until you're doing weighted 5 sets of 20. Now we will move into our shoulder work on the exercise ball. You can do this work on the floor if you don't have the exercise ball. So this is our dumbbell swinging. So I'll grab my light weights to start. we want to get our chest on the ball. We can elevate the hips, or elevate the knees to get extra strength in the glutes throughout the process, or we can put the knees down to relax the glutes and get more focus on the upper body alone. So beginning with our hands on the floor at our sides, near our pockets. We then want to drag our knuckles along the floor, pulling the shoulders down and back, extending the arms, and then swimming back. Elbows tight, straightening the elbows, and pulling forward. Elbows in tight, extend the arms, rotate the hands, pulling forward. Extend, pull back, straighten, rotate down, and forward. Those are the swims, and now with the reverse swims. Extend the arms out, straight back, swim them forward, pull them back, swim them forward. Rather, these are the swims. Pulling down, elbows straight, swinging around, pulling down. After our swims and reverse swims, we can roll around. So now we want to have the ball across between our shoulder blades. The head can either be supported by the ball or unsupported, in which case you're flexing the neck more. And then for our chest fly, we'll let the dumbbells pull our hands all the way apart. If we can get knuckles to the floor, tuck the chin for neck stability, and then slowly elevating till the arms are together. Nice stretch, keeping the elbows apart, or shoulders apart rather, as we close. After the chest flies, we do pullovers, so hips stay high, arms extend back. If the knuckles can get to the floor here, great. If not, doesn't matter, then we pull back up to straight. We can go a little wider if we want, and pulling back to straight. So that's our circuit for the shoulder mobility. Rotate through those 4, 3 to 5 times. Get those opened up. You can use a little heavier weight as you go through. Otherwise, you can keep it light and just keep those nerves healthy. From here, we move into our Turkish get-ups. So we just were balancing a yoga block to start, and you can do this with a sneaker before we move on to weights. So we press from the floor up. Opposite arm can come and support us as we sit up. Then we can shift our weight over, swing the leg behind us, front leg comes up, stepping forward, and then stepping back, lowering the knee. Opposite hand comes down. That allows me to step the back leg forward, lay back down, and switch sides. Eventually, we can move on to moving some weight with the kettlebell. Let's see if I can get a decent side shot here. Pressing without using the arm for support. I can sit up. Then, without using the arm for support, I can swing my back leg around. Now I need my arm to tip over into my lunge position. Stepping up, stepping back. The hand comes down. The leg steps forward, lowering down. For Turkish get-ups, I like to do them timed. So 5 minutes, rest for a minute, 5 more minutes, rest for a minute. You can eventually work up to doing 10 or 15 minutes straight. The Turkish get-up is a beautiful full body workout. That will conclude the work for workout 2. We're gonna finish this with a little bit more mobility stretching. So the last one we did with the assistance of the wall, this one we'll do standing up. So The first stretch I like is the hamstring elephant walk. So more or less we're going to plant the hands, extend the legs, and then we're going to walk our feet closer to our hands, extending out through the knee on every step until we're as close as we can be to our hands. We want to do 30 steps for each leg, and we want to keep our weight in our hands the whole time. Takes about a minute. After our elephant walk for the hamstrings, we'll do a standing groin stretch. So legs are going to go wide, back's going to stay flat, we're going to hinge, and then upright ourselves, go a little wider, hinge, upright, until you reach the point where you can't come up any further. That's the point we'll stop, and we'll stay hinged here for the remaining of the stretch. So we want to stretch the groin here for about 60 seconds total, either in the hinged point here or flowing between upright and hinged. And finally, we are going to close with the stretch we began with, using this one for both workouts. Hip flexor stretch is pivotal for us. So we'll come back up against the wall for the couch stretch. 60 seconds here. On each side. Between the two videos, you have 2 workouts. Go ahead, start putting yourself through it, and give me any feedback. We can fix anything along the way if we need to. Take care.